interests of all children, so that every child in this province can excel to the best of their ability, is to make sure that we're investing in public health care, and that we're building schools, and that we're educating kids. And I know from the work that we do on this side of the House, in speaking to our constituents and to people in communities, that they want to ensure that everyone in our communities is taken care of. I think that's something that all Albertans can be proud of, and it's certainly something that I'm prepared to go to an election on. And that's why we're going to pass this budget before we go to the polls. And I will say that it is simplistic to stand up and say, balance the budget. Tell me what you're not going to spend on. The honourable member knows that there are new schools going into his communities. 3, I think. 3 new schools going into Airdrie. Great. 4. It's fantastic. Because that's how we invest in kids. And that's how we build community. And I'll tell you that when you have to make those choices, I don't know if the honourable member would make a decision to only build schools in his constituency, but when you're on the government side, you don't have that luxury, Mr. Chair. You don't get to arbitrarily decide. You have to make principled decisions and balance the interests of everyone in this province. And I do think it's interesting that when the honourable member stood up to respond, or to ask a supplementary question, his first comment was that to a 3-minute question, he got a 6-minute answer. I guess, Mr. Chair, you didn't listen to the answer. Because part of what I said was that Albertans understand that these are complicated issues and that simplistic answers aren't going to work. And in fact, whenever we've had those simplistic answers, that, Mr. Chair, is when we've gotten into trouble. That's when we haven't had the facilities and the infrastructure that we needed to have in place for a growing population. And as a province of 3.7 million people, we're going to have a lot of complicated issues. We're going to have big cities with people that need supports. We're going to have people who want their children to get new sorts of education and new kinds of jobs that we can't even imagine yet. You know, the job of government is to think long term and to know that when we're investing and we're spending money on infrastructure and on social programs, that that is what's going to allow the Alberta economy to continue to thrive. And what we've heard from Albertans is that they have confidence in the future of this province. And they know that if we make smart decisions that are strategic and actually understand the implication of bringing them together and having a long-term plan, that is when we'll be able to excel. When we take a look at how people in Alberta need to be supported and encouraged, we are going to, as we've seen in this budget that's tabled in this House that we're talking about today, continue to invest in those programs that matter to kids and families. The honourable member refers to the fact that he's able to put $50 a month away in an RESP for his children. That's great. There's a lot of families in this province that can't do that. And I want to make sure, and our government wants to make sure, that all kids in this province are able to have the same opportunities. So we're going to ensure, as we move ahead, that we continue to make decisions that are based on principles. We're not going to pick winners and losers. And we're going to ensure that all children in this province can be excellent. Thank you.
Honourable member.